Oh, sorry, got a microphone now. Welcome back. Another video. Some more great vinyl finds to show you in this video. I'm struggling with a horrible cold. This is the first day that I've felt fairly human. I did do the radio show on Saturday afternoon, UK time, and I struggled through it, but I was dosed up to the hilt with cold mixtures and things, but the show went really well, played some great stuff. I'll put a link below for the charity community radio station that I've got this jazz show on, if you want to have a look. But some great stuff. It's been a really interesting last couple of weeks, actually. First big news is that my record cleaning machine, my project VCS2, is packed up, I think. Well, it has packed up. Excuse me. Jeepers. Yeah, I've had it for nearly a couple of years now, and it's just still in warranty, but it has been making the most horrific noise, like the bearings are broken and rolling around in the vacuum. I've tried to look at how to mend it myself, but managed to work out that it's just within warranty, because in the UK, Project offer 2-year warranty on their products. So I'm just waiting for UPS to pick it up and get the damn thing sorted, replaced, whatever. Anyway, that's kind of got me out of action. It kept me out of action for a little while. But let's just show you some great records. The first one I'm really, really excited about, and I'm very happy that this is now being spoken about on forums. Idris Muhammad's Black Rhythm Revolution. Fantastic label, this prestige. It's on the Jazz Dispensary label series. It's actually got the date of, well, recorded in 1971, and this came out in 2020, but I'm sure this has only just come out this year, I think. Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty sure it has. Great little hype sticker there saying Jazz Dispensary Top Shelf Series, legendary drummer Idris Muhammad's debut album as a band leader. All analog mastering from the original tapes from Kevin Gray at Coherent. 180 gram vinyl pressed at RTI. This is a perfect record, and I mean, 1 in 3 records I usually have to send back because I'm a perfectionist, which is a bit sad in this kind of hobby because vinyl is a far from perfect medium. But this is stunning. It's a great record, funky as hell. And the first thing that jumped out at me when I streamed this before I bought it was the first track on side A, Express Yourself, which was sampled to death by NWA back in the 80s. It's a lovely rendition of it, and it's just it's a fantastic. It's going to be in the top 10, I'm sure it is. Beautiful, thick cardboard, brilliant, nice sort of tip-on jacket. Looks great, and really pleased with this. Funky as hell. There's a great solo drum riff on the second track, soulful drums, and then side A finishes with Super Bad. Just funky as hell. Really worth getting this out. Thoroughly recommend it. The picture's not so great. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be kind of slightly blurry, but they've done a good job on it. Very, very good. So that was Idris Muhammad's Black Rhythm Revolution. The next one is a tone poet, and it's this one. I've just kept the original outer plastic cover for this, only because it won't fit my replacement outer covers. They've made these tone poets. I'm sure they've made these covers, these hard gatefold covers, slightly bigger than previous. Excuse me. But this is Time for Tyner, and I sat on this for a little while. It's been out for a bit. Let's get it out. I played African Village on side one on Saturday. That was the first track or second track that I opened the show up with, and it's a lovely track, 12 minutes long, recorded in 1968, obviously at Van Gelder Studios, and another Kevin Gray coherent audio mastered beauty. Beautiful photography, just looks absolutely amazing. It's just pin sharp, absolutely wonderful. And again, just fantastic. There's been a bit of talk on the forums that this perhaps doesn't sound as good as the rest of the Tone Poets, and I know exactly what they mean. Well, it's a great sounding record, and for most people, I think they'll think it's spot on. But I do think it's slightly muddy, and it's probably just the way it was recorded. But it's still an absolute fantastic Tone Poet. Really worth getting your hands on this. Just his kind of playing, that sort of polyharmonic piano playing is just sublime. And again, it's just a beautiful, beautiful gatefold. So that's Time for Tyner. I would grab that before it disappears. I've got a feeling it's just a really nice, accessible jazz album. The next one was a bit of a crate digging find for me. I went down to my local record store, Marios, at Hussar Records. He does ship across the world. He's got a really good selection of all sorts of stuff. So it's Hussar, Hussar, Hussar Records. And I came across this. This is Cannonball and Coltrane on Philips. And I'm not sure when this was recorded, but it's a lovely record. It's a great, lovely piece of interplay between Cannonball and Coltrane. Really, really nicely done. I don't know much about Philips, but it's a lovely sounding record. It's a slightly warped record, but it's all right. It's clean. This is from 1965, so it sounds amazing. I'm not sure if this is a first press. I think it must be. Wow. Well, it sounds really good. Sounds really good. Coltrane, and there's a lot of interplay. It's not too out there. Some of Coltrane stuff gets a little bit kind of creative, but with this, I'll put that way in it. With Cannonball, it's a really nice record. There's the price I paid for it there, 14 quid. Well, I think that's about right. It's not a bargain, but sounds fantastic. Oh, we've got Wynton Kelly on piano, and what caught my eye, Paul Chambers on bass, and I hope they bring out bass on top again. Do another rerun of that as a Tone Poet. Jimmy Cobb on drums. It was 1959 that this was recorded. So anyway, fantastic. Really recommend that. This one I picked up recently. Another one I sat back on, and I've streamed it a few times, and I've just sat back on it. The price has kind of come down a little bit, and our friend in the VC world, Ryan at One Man and His Music, a young chap, he knows his stuff way more than I do. I love the stuff, he loves it, but he lives and breathes it, and he knows a lot about the ins and outs of the history of these artists and the development of these artists. But he mentioned this the other day, and I revisited it and thought, yes, you know what? Sam Rivers' Future Swing Song. This is a banging classic reissue. Again, it's from Kevin Gray, mastered, and I think this was probably pressed at Optimal. Yes, made in Germany, but it's a really good quality record. Can't fault it. Slightly avant-garde-ish, very slightly, but not so. It's got a great swing to it, and this was recorded in 1965 and came out earlier this year, and it's well worth looking out for this. Really nice. Yeah, it's a great record with Jackie Bard, Ron Carter, and Anthony Williams. Great. It swings really well. Like, for me, it swings in the right places without being too over the top. So, next, last but not least, I've sat on this again. I've known it's a classic. Song for My Father, the Horace Silver Quintet. Now, there's some classics on here that have been sampled to death by various bands over the years. And what led me to revisit this was they've just released, or they've just announced, the new classic series reissues for this year and early next year. And what caught my eye was Blowing the Blues Away by the Horace Silver Quintet, which is fantastic. And I used one of the tracks again on, I think it was the opening track on my radio show on Saturday. But it's fantastic. And this is just a classic album. It sounds really good as well. I held back because there was lots of chat about the quality of this reissue, lots of infill, some problems, but this is perfect. I haven't had to send this back. Yeah, it's a great listen. That's his dad there. That's Horace Silver's dad, called John, which he dedicated it to. I'm just reading the back here, but it's a real beautiful record. The kicker caught my eye on track two, side two, which is a Joe Henderson number, which I remembered. So it's just a lovely record, really good. Done a good job on this. Let's have a quick look at it. I think the classic series, they really have improved in quality. They've got themselves together. We're now getting lined inners, not just the papers, which I think the 75th and the 80th anniversary series were suffered with just poor quality control. I like to clean my records and then put a new inner in. But flat as a pancake and beautifully. This was missing slightly part of the label. Kind of had a bit taken out, but it's fantastic. It plays beautifully. Really pleased. So that's it today, folks. Going to be looking forward to Yusef Lateef's reissue on the Contemporary, on OJC, and I'm also looking forward to Sunday at the Village Vanguard, which they've put back apparently until October, November time. And there's a bit of debate as to why they've kept that back. And the prices have gone up as well, apparently. So anyway, hopefully by then I'll have a repaired new record cleaning machine, or a new one, or whatever. I hope they sort that out, because it's horrendous. But I'll give you an update. It is a game changer. If you haven't got a record cleaning machine, you can't afford ultrasonics one thing, but I think a vacuum brush method of cleaning your records is brilliant. But anyway, I'll do a bit of an update when I get it back and let you folks know. But enjoy your week, stay healthy, and enjoy the summer wherever you are. See you next time. Take it easy, keep spinning.